Hello everyone, welcome back to Forma Therapy. This is the Culture Study. I'm the channel's video producer and your host. You can call me PD. And today we are checking out Gaia by CRAXY. This is, oddly enough, CRAXY's first comeback in a year and a half. That's a very long time for a comeback. I mean, that's a long time for a comeback in general, but that's a really long time for a first comeback. Oftentimes, you want to get a first comeback within the first year of the debut, even a few months. But, you know, what with COVID, I think it's very understandable. But also smaller companies also have less funding as well. They debuted early 2020, and they're just now making their first comeback. Interestingly enough as well, I was thinking about them a few days before the music video came out, and I was thinking, what happened to this group? Now, at the time, it was just completely a random thought, and I just looked them up on YouTube, and I couldn't find any other music videos. And then all of a sudden, a few days later, I had this suggested to me on my front page. Now, I'm sure I must have seen CRAXY or someone saying CRAXY's gonna have a comeback soon, in a comment somewhere, and then it was just planted subconsciously in my brain. But it was a very surprising moment. Now, another interesting thing about this is that the music video is a whopping 7 minutes and 34 seconds. That's not common for any K-pop music videos nowadays. I can't even think of the last title track music video that was this long. Oftentimes, maybe you might do that for a B-side. You know, long music videos, especially this length, oftentimes are short film type of music videos. That doesn't happen a lot. It really doesn't happen a lot. It happened a lot more in, I think, the early 2010s. A lot of K-pop music videos went for more cinematic storyline stuff. So I don't know if that's the route they're going to be going. I have no idea why this music video is so long. It's double the length, a little bit more than double the length of a regular music video. So, you know, it's been a long time away, but it's kind of like, hey, we were a long time away, so we've got a lot to show you. Now, we're going to see if that extra runtime is even worth it, and if they should have maybe put that effort and production into somewhere else, or maybe it's what enhances this comeback. I'm excited to see it. But before we get into the video, if you guys like the channel, if you'd like to support us, consider visiting our Patreon. We have a lot of fun bonus content on there. We do listening parties. We check out variety shows. We check out live stages. We also check out K-dramas, and we also check out survival shows. So if you guys want to check that out with us, come join our Patreon. Of course, you don't have to support us monetarily if you don't want to. Let's get into this video. This is Gaia by CRAXY, and this is your Forma Therapy.
Penalties, 창공의 views, 하늘은 파랗대.
Whoa.
I got the blessed on me. 신전이 왕관 같아. 더 지켜 올려 우릴 더 높게. 우린 어디서 왔어? 어디로 가는가? 필요해 가는 자. 시험에 들게 하지 마. 소설 그대와 함께면 we don't know how to stop, but I go to the top. 밑에 두고 있어. 여기는 빼고 다 알잖아 우리가 stage buster. 위아래 roller coaster. 방금 조절해 듯이 못 차리게. Yeah, 정화를 받았지 난. I'm a best 건너더. You know what I'm talking about. 우린 어디서 왔어? 어디로 가?
Wow, the sections in this song have a lot of impact.
시험에 들게 하지 마. 소설 그대와 함께면 we don't know how to start.
Wow. Wow. I feel like they've addressed all the issues I had with the original debut. I feel like we're nearing the end of the song. How is this 7 minutes still? What the hell?
하고 싶은 거 그 안에 있는 내용대로 해. 그게 너한테 어떻게 된 거야?
잠깐.
You know, the guy that was next to her on her left looks a little bit like B2B's Minhyuk. What is going on? Okay, okay. I see. So she's like that dude from the Volturi, all right? Touches people and can see the future, their future, or what they're thinking, something like that. Did I just expose that I've watched the Twilight series all the way until the end? Yeah, I have. Her blush is nice. That is not a flattering angle. Oh, oh, CRAXY. Wow. I want to commend this group. I had some. I liked CRAXY's debut, Aria. I had some issues with it, just a couple things here and there. There was a lot of potential. And I think they addressed most of all my issues that I had in the initial debut. Completely cleaned it up. Couple things that I would say that I do have an issue with. Actually, they're more so all production related. And the production actually here is actually fantastic. I would say it's very, very good. But there are a little few key things. But let's start with the things that they did so much better, which is vocally, rap-wise. I mean, the song just in better is it's produced way better. Better mixing, better engineering, better everything. But even the person who like is their producer, so not the song's producer, but their producer, did a fantastic job of helping bring their voices out better and in a cleaner way. One of my problems with Aria was like the rapping and even the singing a little bit, the way that they were trying to do it. One, it was a very outdated sound and style. And two, they were like trying to force them to rap when they clearly were not either good at rapping or like did not have experience rapping. And they try to make them go for like the dated old like 2010s or even like 2000 style of K-pop rapping, and it did not sound good. They addressed all those concerns. Never at one point did I think there was any kind of issue like that, any kind of vocal issue. And one of my other issues with the music video last time was that they had a lot of good set pieces, but then some set pieces, some of them were just like random and did not fit the aesthetic. Like there was like that pink flowery scene and then this shining bright diamond type of set and then the epic CG set and then the kind of like the traditional Asian set. And so it's like, first of all these different clashing themes. And it was just like, first of all, you're spreading your production out, like your budget out way too much. And for a music video that is not cohesive, here I can still tell that like they don't have like the same budget as like any of like the really big companies, but they actually have a really, really decent budget. And they focused it on less sets, which makes the video feel a little bit tighter in a good way. Less sets, and the sets also, and also their styling and coordination, outfits also are all cohesive. So the few set changes that they do have in this music video, which we're going to watch it again for sure. The few music video sets that they do have here, I think they have all a good, strong, cohesive connection to them. So the music video is not jarring and it's not wild. And so that was really, really well done. I think they really, obviously they're not listening to me, but those were the concerns I had and they completely fixed them here. I have more I want to talk about, but we can just go ahead and rewatch the music video and talk about it. And look at this set, man. Also, just minimal CG, but the CG they do have, it looks nice. It's good. See, this is so interesting. It's like, is this an intro? But then there's choreography, and then it seamlessly slips into the music video. So this right here, you know, they're sitting on a lone rock in a pond. It's in like a desert setting. It feels like a little bit like an oasis. I don't even know if this is truly outdoors. That could be a fake. That could be either a blue screen or that could be a painted backdrop. But from the previous set, from this set, they tied it together with the set dressing. They gave this set a much more tropical, refreshing vibe to it. And so when they cut to this set, the foliage is actually what ties it together. That's fantastic.
하늘은 파랗대 마치 I got the bless no me 신전이 왕관 같이 더 지켜.
And then the rap. Not forced rapping. They don't need to have like an epic flow where they need to try to sound like, you know, they're the best rappers in the world. Just just make them do the rapping that is appropriate for the song, that the song calls for. And just like that quick part right here.
신전이 왕관 같이 더 지켜 올려 우릴 더 높게. 우린 어디서
Fantastic.
왔어? 어디로 가는가? 필요해 가는 자.
I will say, so there is only one issue with this music video. The music video editing is too slow. The editor, it's the common problem throughout this music video, in fact.
우린 어디서 왔어?
Cut right there.
어디로 가는가? 필요해 가는.
Shot holds on her too long. It's too boring. It's too stale. What would make this better is if the camera work was doing the work. So the previous scene right here, the transition here was really nice.
올려 우릴 더 높게.
So even though it's a still shot on her, why is it working? Because it's slowly pushing it, but then the camera moves up with her, right?
우린 어디서 왔어?
Now, I do wish like their hand movements had connected a little bit more. Again, editor, if that had connected, which is what seemed to be what they were going for. The girl with the gray hair were going up, and then she goes like this, but it's like after the fact. This actually, I wouldn't even say it's the editor's thing. I feel like maybe it's something the director on set should have like kind of like pre-planned into the storyboard and like, okay, so if you're watching her sing right here, she starts with na 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 to connect the shot. That's not her fault. Only the director knows like the vision of the video. He should have been like, hey, can you do your move earlier? You know, even if it's not a part of the original choreography. And then here, they should have pulled out. Like the camera should have pulled out to a wider shot. If they're not going to cut, camera movement would have helped the scene feel a little bit more alive, but it held on her a little bit too long. The strings here are so nice. It gives the song a nice epic upgrade. Ooh, and even the drums coming in was super dope, super dope. I feel like this is kind of like a rookie mistake, also editing wise. During the they're cutting between the same shot. Like, so this is going to be like just an editing explanation, but basically what they did in editing is, imagine, the best way I can explain it to you guys is, imagine you have the two scenes, her in the red and her in the blue sitting on the throne, right? What they did was just like cut this scene out here, so then the bottom scene fills it, and then cut this scene out here, cut this scene out here, and then this scene fills it, and it's just alternating, but the scenes are still playing sequentially. To make build-ups like this a little bit more interesting, when you go from the red shot to the blue shot, when you go back to the red shot, it should be a different shot. It can still be staying on this shot, but then cut to a close-up. Hell, zoom in editing if you have to, even if there's some lost quality. Like, see? Like, she's staying exactly in the same position. You want to give it like a little bit more of like distorting angles and stuff like that, and you can do that in editing. Again, also, it would have been better if they just did that on set, especially if they got alternate takes. The editor should have had alternate takes to work with. I don't know, again, if it's an editor issue or if they didn't shoot those alternate takes. So that edit, while in theory is a good idea, a little lackluster. But something I want to compliment here, this scene. again, I can tell that, like, I don't know, they do set dressing really, really well. And I can tell that their budget is not super, super high, but also, like, I don't know, they make some right moves. Even just the back spotlights, those are not like, those are very small lights. And I mean, to be honest, I don't like the fact that there are different colors, because then you get very varying skin tones. Like here, it's like very pale and cool, and here it's very warm. So, not a fan of that. But the fact that they even added those backlights, I feel like the amateur move would have been to not even add those lights. So. Okay, this is all good, all good. More cuts. They need more cuts. They need more cuts. They need more cuts, or they need faster camera work. There, they stay in that scene too long. That's a budget issue. I'm not gonna hold that against them. The fact that it's the chorus and it slips into her, that's kind of cool, but then they needed to add something to here. Whether they throw in a prop, or like the lighting changes, or just cut to a different scene. But they kept it here, which I think is an ambitious idea, but then nothing ever changes in the scene. That was done. That was dope.
You know what I'm talking about.
Her acting is really good. Her acting is really good. I did not like that cut. I feel like the cut was a little too early for my taste. Also, it seems like they had a racing drone on set. I'm surprised they didn't use it a little bit more. I'm not saying you need to always use it, but there are some shots where I'm like, hey, you're holding on this shot a little too long. Again, staying on the shot too long. Should have cut at the end of the chorus. Should have cut before this. Also, what I would say is a little lacking in these scenes. It's good. This is a dynamic, powerful performance. And they are clearly on either a gimbal or a dolly setup or a track setup, but like the smooth, steady movements, they're probably on an assisted track. But like right here, this point, the original, they should have gone in close. It helps when you have people who are usually shooting with stabilizers or chest rigs to get up in there. Like the movement of like slow this and this, that's fine. That's usually how you would cover the master shot. And so I feel like they're using that shot, but then they cut, like, I feel like they didn't do alternate takes on this set. They didn't do extra takes. It's like they got like the one shot and they're like, we're done. Like there was no shot of like, hey, we should punch in on them. We should get close-ups of everyone. There's none of that. Like during that part, I can't even see her lips. She's so far away. Like I can't even see her lips singing her part. Yeah, again, this part, there should have been a cut. That was dope. That was dope. So there's a lot of nice punch cuts. Like right here at the hey. Like how they cut, but they zoomed in and then it zoomed out. Nice, very punchy cuts. So, but I don't know. Should have cut. See, this is an awkward shot. You do not see this shot a lot in music videos because you do not shoot side angles like this. They should have cut. I'm sorry, I went back too far. They should have cut. Cut right here. Cut to a different shot. Even the shot they cut to? Like, they're like, oh, it's focusing on her. No, that should have never happened. It should not have panned from her to her. This is not a film. You shouldn't be panning like this during a chorus. And then also, they cut. There's no subject in frame. There's no subject in frame, and it's also not even centered. Bad cut, bad cut. And then her kick has no impact. Her kick has no impact because... And then we watch her walk up and then she kicks. What they needed to do was cut before this girl, cut to a close-up of this girl, cut to a wide for this part, and then as she's coming in, cut to a close, like cut on the kick. Cut on the kick. I can't believe they didn't cut on the kick. Like, it's right there. Or you cut off the kick, you know? You either cut to the kick or you cut off the kick. This was also all one shot. That was all one shot. And I don't mean that in a good way. Starting from... See, there were punch cuts right there. I don't know why they didn't add more. Starting from here... Even there, if they were gonna keep it a oneer, they could have, and if they're lacking footage, okay, fine. They might have run out of funding. You know, sometimes that happens. They need to film alternate takes, but they're running out of time. Happens. Why is there no punch cut? If you're not gonna cut on or off the kick, cut into the kick. Make it feels like she's kicking the screen, but no punches. Weird. Then they added camera wiggle, and that's editing camera wiggle. They added camera wiggle to the doom doom, the hana. Although also that's kind of awesome that like they're saying like, oh, protect us, like don't let me down, but they're talking to Mother Earth. That's kind of dope. I like the lyrics of the song too. So yeah, that would be my critiques for the music video. Before we move on to this next part. And by the way, don't worry, I'm not gonna rewatch this whole next part. Not really much happens, but I do want to talk about it. But I'm just gonna like kind of go over it. But the music video, I know it sounds like I'm being actually hypercritical, but I'm being more critical mainly because they are that good and they're so close to perfect. They are that good, but they are so close to perfect. This is like 80% of the way there. And if I were to even say, technically, it's honestly 90% of the way there. They really only need to fix like two things, in my opinion. One, film more takes. Have more takes for the editor to cut off of, to play off of. Now, they might have filmed more takes and the editor might just not have used it. Maybe it's an amateur, maybe a younger, not so seasoned editor. Then that's the editor's fault. But, you know, it's one thing or another. It's either they didn't film enough scenes or the editor dropped the ball. I don't know what it is because that is a behind the scenes issue. That's a below the line issue. But if they had just fixed that, perfect. I thought the song was dope. It was powerful. It was engaging. it is a little bit generic. Like there's not a hook in it that I feel like makes it incredibly unique, but at the same time, the journey of the song is what makes it unique. It sounds a little bit different to me, so I do like that. And the styling, the set dressing, everything, the music video set, everything was near perfect. Even something that I rarely compliment K-pop music videos on, especially if they're from smaller companies, is even their color grading is good. They have melanin. And honestly, not even just like a conversation of like melanin versus pale, whatever. In general, it's just better. It's just better. Like they pop, right? They pop. I think really the only thing the girls themselves, so a lot of the comments were on the production. I think the only thing the girls need to work on themselves is being more in sync. There were oftentimes several points in the choreography where people were not necessarily off time, but people were not in complete synchrony. And obviously no one's going to become like the next 17. You know, that's not what I'm expecting, but it is a little bit, you know, I think, you know, if you look at the positions of their turns, everyone's turned a different position. You know, and someone might be thinking, okay, you're being a little too nitpicky, PD. But here's the thing. To me, parts of the choreography felt slow. And the thing is, I think the choreography design is actually really, really good. And the choreography is good. And so what makes the choreography feel slow is not even the girls themselves. It's just that not everyone is in sync. And so because they're not in sync, the like timing feels like weirdly like it goes up and down, up and down. And so that's the only thing that I think I would say is like the last thing. I think everything else is super dope. They totally fixed all the issues I had personally with like the vocals and rap stuff. So super, super dope. I think if they fix that, that would be huge. This whole section, it was very intriguing. I had a lot of high hopes. The aerial shot, it's super dope. It's not anything crazy. It's just color graded really, really well. The color grading here is really good, by the way. I just want to say, like, they got a really good color grader for this. And that might be why their skin tones are honestly so good here. They got a professional color graded. Like, this looks really good. It's a nice filmic vibe. And even like, so... but I would say the one problem is honestly all the indoor scenes. The indoor scenes have like really like little to no professional lighting. And it's lighting that makes the difference between making a video look like a video shot by amateurs and a video shot by professionals. And this looks like a video. So the framing of the shots and the camera work tell me that this was a professional team. So I know it was a professional team, but the lighting makes it look like an amateur video. Like it looks like it was shot by an amateur using really, really, really high-end cameras. Because the quality of the scene is really good. You know, the sharpness, the texture, the color of their skins, everything. Like even just going off the base lighting of the room, it's pretty decent. But you know, it doesn't like they needed more lighting. They needed more lighting. It's just, it doesn't pop. Like if I were to give you an example, if we look at this scene, not here, where this girl is sitting, if we can cut to a shot. Look at this shot. It's very flat. Ignore the vignetting aside. It looks very flat. She does not pop, you know, she doesn't pop against, and she's supposed to be a subject in the shot, right? Here, she doesn't pop. She fades in with the scene, you know? It's just they're doing the best with what they have. And I totally get that. You know, I can see that like I'm trying to be very, very nice about this because I can see that everyone worked really hard and I think everyone knew what they were doing. I just think that they were like, yeah, we can't afford lights. And let me tell you, I fucking understand. Lights can add like thousands of dollars to the production. It's like the difference between like, we can shoot this for cheap, or we need another $5,000. Like, depending on the lighting kit, the circumstances of the season, you don't know. Like, I don't know what they needed, for their circumstances, but like it could be anywhere from like upwards to like $5 to $10 grand just to like get the lighting going, and that's not fucking worth it. Sometimes depends on the company you're with. So I totally understand. And honestly, I've said this before, even though this short film portion doesn't look that great, I'm so glad they did it. Again, I think it looks really, really good for the fact that it has very little to no lighting, no professional lighting, that they're using all indoor lighting, practicals. And I would personally suggest next time, shoot with a faster lens. If you're going to shoot this wider shot, if you're not even going to have professional lighting, and this is my cheat code to making things for film or scenes like this. If you do not have lighting, just shoot with a faster lens, shoot with a longer focal length, give it that nice creamy bokeh, and you can forgive a lot of lighting issues if you at least make the shot look beautiful. They're shooting a lot of wide shots here, shooting at like a higher aperture. So it just, everything looks much more flat because of it. But again, I always say, go for the ambitious move rather than not go for it at all. And so I respect this team. I respect their label. I respect their company. I respect them for going this extra mile, for adding in this extra portion. It doesn't really add to the music video. In terms of me respecting them, yes. I think for the music video and the music, actually, no. I think this actually does kind of cheapen the music video a little bit. So that is more so a business decision. But for me, it's like, should you just go for it? I think they should have maybe released it as a standalone clip. I think that would have worked. But I'm glad they did it anyways. I see that this is a company and this is a video team that at least tries, and there's a lot of effort behind it. And so that I am always on board with and can respect. So holy moly, how long? Oh my God, this video has been 40 minutes. All right. We're wrapping it up anyways. That was my reaction and review to CRAXY's Gaia. What did you guys think? Both about the song and their music video. And I'd like to know, what do you think? Like, how does it compare to their debut? Do you think they got better? Do you like this song, this style of song for them? Let me know. Also, let me know. What do you think about the music video? What do you think about this, post short film scene? Should they have done it? Should they not have done it? Are you glad they did it anyways? Should they have maybe released it as a separate clip? Let me know in the comments. But guys, thank you for checking out Gaia by CRAXY with me. I hope you guys enjoyed checking it out. If you want to go ahead and support the channel, remember you can visit our Patreon. We've got bonus reactions over there. You can also consider just hitting the like button down below. That's a free way to support the channel. Go ahead and hit subscribe and check out our other videos over here.